Welcome back, guys. In this video we're going to be going over arrays and how arrays are used. Basically what an array is, it's a combination of variable and I guess you could say multiple places of memory, because variable allows you to store value in memory, one value, and an array allows you to store multiple values. I should have just said that at the start. So basically you can store multiple values without having to create multiple variables. So go ahead, delete all this, and we're going to create our first array. So what we need is an array type. Of course, you always need a variable type. We're going to name it x, and then after x, what you do is you put these brackets, and inside the brackets you put how many items you want in the array. So we're going to say 3 items, and we're going to make them items equal to something. You don't have to do this, but of course we're going to do this first. We're going to give them a value, and the first one's going to be let's say 45, 65, and 86. So once we do that, we can go down here, and we're going to say, okay, what happens when I want to print out one of those variables, one of those values, for the array that we just made. So we have an array, we have 3 values in it, we have those 3 values, and those values are again inside curly brackets and separated by commas, and then at the end, of course, we use the semicolon to end it as always. And if you need to make a few of those, to just remember that, write it down somewhere just as a reference. But we have to get these values in a specific way. So this first value is going to be called x0. And I'll explain this once I'm done. The second value is going to be x1. And the third value is going to be x2. So in computer programming, we start with 0 instead of 1. And that's basically across all programming languages and computer science in general. Usually start at 0. So the first element in the array, 45, is called element 0. So we call it by saying 0 because that's the place that it is in the array. So not to go over exaggerate it too much, the first element is always going to be denoted by 0 and then counting up from there. So 0, 1, 2. If there's a third or a fourth element, it would be 3. If there was a fifth element, it would be 4, and so on and so on. So if we go ahead and build and run this, we're going to see that we get all of these numbers. We didn't end the line, so they just came out all, of course, the same, but we got 45, 65, 86, and that's how you are going to use an array. There is something called multi-dimensional arrays. If you want to stick around, it will be in this playlist. It's not really important to go over right now. You really won't use it too much, so we'll go over it later on. If you want to skip ahead to that video, feel free, but other than that, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.